The Amen break is one of the most famous pieces of drumming of all time, and I'm going to show you how to play it. It's technical, it's groovy as all hell. Let's break it down. First thing you got to know is the first two bars are exactly the same as one another. So let's start with those. First thing to note is the right hand is going to be playing eighth notes, whether you're on a hi-hat or on a ride cymbal, player's choice. For the sake of demonstrating this, I'm just going to play it on the hi-hat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bass drum on 1 and the and of 1, 1 and. Snare drum on 2 and the of 2, 1 and 2, Beat 3, we're going to get 3, E, and So hi-hat on its own, ghost note on its own, and then hi-hat with a bass drum and a bass drum on its own. Just loop it round, get real comfortable. And beat 4 is plain sailing because we've got a snare drum on 4 and then on the of 4, just like back in beat 2. Loop it round. Try and emphasize the snare drum on 2 just a little bit more and bring down the volume of all the other snare drums. You want them to be ghosty, want them to be just tasty and dynamic. And right there is just magic before you even do the rest of the thing. But let's do the rest of the thing. Bar 3 is where things switch up. The first half is exactly the same, so bass, bass, snare, snare. And similar to the previous bars, we've then got on beat 3, hi-hat, ghost note, and then a hi-hat with a bass drum together. And this is where it starts to change. Beat 4, we've just got a hi-hat and then a snare drum and a hi-hat on the and of 4. That displaced snare drum. People love it in music when you subvert expectation, and that's exactly what that snare drum does. Highly recommend you count for all of this, but I'm not your mum, so I can't force you to. What throws this off even more is the fact that we don't have a bass drum on the 1 of the next bar. So just to be difficult, we have to play the figure that we'd normally play on beat 3. That bad boy. Then a normal snare drum on the 2 and the 1 E and a 2, and the last half of this bar is the bit I get stuck on. 3 E and 4 and. It can be a crash, but also if you're playing on the ride cymbal, you could just crash the ride cymbal. It makes a bit more sense, especially when you're up to speed. So if we play bar 3 and 4 together, you get this. 4. So again, we're displacing that snare drum and it sounds filthy. Counting will be vital. Sorry about that. And if you're struggling with that bass drum speed, with those 2 quick bass drums, check out the YouTube video I've done about bass drum speed and different techniques you can use. I don't have the time to explain it all in this one video, so check that out if you want to. Let's stick it all together. 3, 4. Very nice. You can see now why this has influenced music forevermore, because it's pure filth. I hope you have a great day. Big love. Mwah. Ooh, you better include that bit because that sounded filthy. Makes me look really good. Thanks, Sean.